Welcome to this week's episode of Magic Bringers Rising Chats. This one's for the week of May 1st through the 7th. Happy May, happy Beltane, happy Bellaton, everybody. May Day. But find out in this episode all about what this last eclipse of the spring is going to bring before we warm up to eclipse or to retrograde season, and how you can make the most of the transformation that is now coming for the next 5 months as 2023 warms up into this year of self-exploration. So stay tuned for this episode, and welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, a show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can weave the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want. So, as we come into May, again, happy Beltane, happy May Day, everybody. And don't mind me, my nose is so itchy. The allergies here in northeastern Pennsylvania have been just off the charts. My whole face is itchy. I have to go put some hydrocortisone on and maybe take another allergy pill after this. Ugh. But May 1st brings Pluto Retrograde. Dun dun dun. Right. First beginning retrograde of the year. I'm sorry, second, because Mercury's already in retrograde. But this is going to last for 5 months. And now this is another biggish deal. But this is the biggest deal that's going to kind of set everything else off that's going to happen this year. So we have been warming up to this transition all year long and to what's going to go down over the summer. But remember, Pluto actually moved signs this year. And that hasn't happened in like 240 years. So we're seeing a whole new generation of people being born under this new influence. And it's certainly one that is like power to the people, but how can I profit from it? How can I use my power? How can I leverage what I have to really make this work and make it work for everybody? For as long as Pluto is in Aquarius, which is its new sign. But because it's going retrograde, it won't be in that sign for much longer. So we've kind of gotten a taster of how things can go. And then because of retrograde, we have to review where we've just been. So it's going to go back to Capricorn for a little bit. And, the stodgy old goat, the old ways of doing things, the but these are the structures and institutions we've had for generations, and there was wisdom behind them, even if they've gotten a little off track. So it's our time to review that to see if they're really working for us. So I mean, just keep on your eye on what reforms are coming through. So not necessarily like total revamping, but what reforms are coming through over these next 5 months, because that's really like the magic of this Pluto transition. And of course, we will go back into Pluto in Aquarius, and we will be able to harness more of that power to the people. How can we use the power of Pluto to do things for the betterment of all? Because Aquarius, right? It's a good thing. But this week, the rest of this week is just, it's lined up with so much energy. I mean, it's crazy to go into all the details. You can like literally rabbit hole this all week long and still not quite understand all the intricacies and the nuances of everything that's shifting and moving out there. So, like the first 4 days, we're really just dealing with Pluto going retrograde. It'll still be in Aquarius this week, I think. I don't, I didn't actually look up when it's going to move back into Capricorn, but it will because we're not very far degree wise into Aquarius. But by Wednesday, we're coming into the active phase of Mercury retrograde. Thank the goddess, because it's been a little bit of a doozy here, at least on our end, of things at Super Secret Powers here. I hope it's been easier for you. I hope you're able to get the ultimate guide for rocking the Mercury retrograde booklet that I had for free. That you were able to really rock it. It's not that we haven't rocked it. It's just that it's still, it's Mercury retrograde. We're still waiting on we're still waiting on things to resolve themselves. And, we can't do much beyond waiting. We've done what we could. Uh, a car hit ours while backing out of their parking space, and our car was parked and my husband was still in the car, and she just she said she got she said she thought the brakes failed, but it sounds more like she confused the brakes with the gas pedal and full on hit the gas pedal while backing up and smashing into our car. Car was totaled. One trip to the ER later with my husband. And we're still waiting to find out when or how much we're going to get back from the car insurance so we can actually then go buy a new car. Yay. And of course, the app broke, the claims app, of course. But we're taking it in stride. And it's not really stopping us. And we're opening ourselves up to the potential of, how can we really set like the next couple years up for ourselves with something maybe a little newer than what we had. Something that, hopefully, knock on wood, use your intuition, you know, isn't just going to end up in the shop continually. We don't want to downgrade. We want to attempt to upgrade in this phase, especially as we're coming into the active phase midweek of Mercury retrograde. Then Thursday onward, Venus is going to be doing some fancy dancing with our life. And she's going to bring us some beautiful downloads about what we want, like what we really want in life and what we could really use right now. So it's excellent manifestation time, energy, an energy period. Just to really focus in on like, what's going to make today an awesome day and just start there. What's going to make today work so much better than yesterday, and really tap into that want and that desire and that feels. And that is also supported by what the eclipse is doing when we hit Friday and the full moon penumbral eclipse in Scorpio. Because Scorpio loves those intense feels. So that is the magic and the medicine behind this week is those deep feels, how we can get in touch with them, how we can allow them to really guide our lives, listen to the intuitive message behind those intense feels so that we can make wiser choices for ourselves and that theme of Mercury retrograde so that we are upgrading, not downgrading. So that is the week in the nutshell. And next week is going to be a little rockier, but we will have the Taurian stellium, really helping to stable things out. And it's going to be a useful week for the integration of all this. How can I upgrade versus downgrade? Kind of thought process, transformation, revamping of how you're working your power, because it's Pluto. So how are you working your power? Now, also because of Pluto retrograde, you could be seeing themes of how you or you have been wrongly judged in the past. So it could be a a week of resolution behind some of the ways in which you felt wronged, or you can now move forward from having been in a wonky situation where maybe you didn't live up to your own integrity. Uh, but you might feel more empowered than you felt all year long thus far. And I really think that that's why this is the beginning of really what 2023 has in store for us for the rest of the year until, we finally get past that second eclipse in the fall and we just kind of coast on those holiday energies. So, really focus in on what changes are you're being called to make right now, even if it's just an upgrading of thought and mindset, even if it's just choosing differently. All those changes are really what I think 2023 wants to open up within us. Um, and it's almost going to be like, and nobody says this is necessarily the pleasantest experience ever, but with Pluto in retrograde for the next 5 months until October, you're going to have kind of like a spiritual coaching package with the universe. So really, just tap into the feels, and you, the more clear you are on what your authentic feels are and what you really want and really could use right now. I mean, that's where the power starts, because then you can begin to claim it. You can begin to come more in alignment with it. You can begin to revamp your whole life just by making and following up on these small intuitive messages from, your heart space. Um, so, pay attention to those themes as we go through the summer and we begin to get a little wibbly wobbly about who we are and our place in the world and um our relationships. Yay, Venus retrograde. But that hasn't happened yet. So let's not get ahead of ourselves too far and let's just stay in this space this week of, who am I becoming and how can I open up to more of what I want? All right. And that is the theme as we're going to go into the light language portion of this week. And I just want to put out there that we haven't set the date yet, but we got the sign up page for the Unleashed 5-day masterclass. My friend and I are going to be running it, and we're going to be running the membership. We're selling it. We're selling behind this. So, this is all about reclaiming your intuitive birthright. And if you're ready to unleash a deeper intuitive flow so that you can become the soul led, confident queen of your inner realms, then this is the 5-day masterclass for you. Of course, it's free. And look in the show notes, either above or below this video, for the link to sign up for that. And of course, on the page, you can see more information about the masterclass. But I am so excited to be offering this. And I'm so excited to finally be launching the membership that's attached to this, because it just feels so juicy and so needed right now. Because people are being called to ask to become in new ways they might not have experience with. And between my friend and I, we like run the gamut of spiritual tools and techniques we've tried and things we have and certifications we have and like all that kind of stuff. And we can really help introduce you to new things to help find your own personal practice that is deeply moving and authentic to you. And it isn't just busy work or the latest trend, because we really don't necessarily hop on all the latest trends. It has to really call to us. And we both have been doing this long enough that we have that discernment to say, like, nah, well, that's just another book that's kind of like this book from 20 years ago. This is just a modern rehash of this. Do we necessarily need to go down that rabbit hole? Anyway, it's real talk with real intuitive and empathic women who have been doing this a while and just want to share and open up and help you and us explore what's out there, explore where our soul and our intuition takes us, and get the skills we need to make our abilities work for us. All right. Look for that link to sign up. Of course, it's free. And on to light language. So, seeing that Pluto is helping us to be empowered, is helping us to come back into our light, is helping us really focus in on what we've been holding back, is one level of going deep, right? Now, to take this to a whole other level, to approach this from perhaps a different perspective, because we got the Venus stuff coming in midweek, let's bring in the energy of what we do want, of what we do need, of what we can really use to help break through. And I already feel what's coming, and it's going to be in light language. It's not going to be in words, at least a good portion of it. Cat. Sorry, she was like literally behind my computer looking out the window. And she decided she didn't want to be there right now. I'm like, you are not messing up my video setup, cat. All right, but she's gone. Okay. That this is going to include a lot of body work. In order to enact some change on where we have our aura or boundaries, our comfort zones, so to speak, set. Because a lot of these ideas are going to be bigger than what we've been dealing with maybe for a while, unless you're having a really spectacular 2023, which you do, you boo, and you go get it, right? Because that is awesome. But for those of us who are still really coming into the power of tapping into a whole other you, that's going to require you that's going to be a little bigger. So let's open up that energy. I need something else. Well, my little crystal ball here is, I don't know, it's selenite. Okay. I knew I picked it up for a reason, but I'm like, where's my other selenite? So just breathe with me and watch these light language healings come through with very soft eyes. And just relax. Relax your whole body. Relax your mind. Relax your expectations around what is possible for you. Just allow yourself to be in stillness. Allow yourself to feel relief, to feel everything that is heavy, moving and shifting and popping and dissolving and running back into the earth for fertilizer, for future change, future transformation, future healing. Just this week, as you can, we invite you to come back to this meditative state and just explore your feelings around being open and pushing some of your protective barriers out a little further, or perhaps even dissolving some of them that are no longer needed and are only serving as a defensive mechanism for your emotional interactions. I invite you to contemplate what this openness can bring to you, how good it can feel, how much fuller and more open you might be to the world, to your manifestations, to abundance, to health, to love. And allow those feelings of relief and openness to guide you in your choices for this week, your decisions and intentions and devotions that you might set this week under this energy of the eclipse. Mortaya, Mortaya, Tayo Kutaya. Be in joy, be in joy, be in joy. And thank you for participating with us in this energy shift for the collective. And thank you for tuning in to, Super Secret Powers and the Magic Bringers Rising chats for this week. Oh. And don't forget to sign up for the Unleashed Masterclass. The date's going to be announced real soon. But look for that link either below, above or below in the show notes, depending on what platform you're watching this on. And happy beltane. Happy coming into the growing season and the beautiful greening of the northern hemisphere. And of course, if you're in the southern hemisphere, happy Samhain. And may you go deep into the dark phase of the year and find comfort and nourishment there. Have a great week.